Oh. Hi, everybody. To be honest, I prepared a complete different opener. I wanted to talk about the beer fest and talking about your faces. Everyone is starving for the beer fest, and we are having a pre-beer fest at our hospitality truck outside, and I wanted to invite you, everybody. But that was before our marketing team decided to put me into this jumpsuit. And they told me that if I wear this jumpsuit, no one will ever forget me. And at this point, I'm not sure if that's a good thing, but yeah, let's start with the presentation. My name is Marco Revers, and I'm from InternetX, not InternetX, InternetX, and I am the team leader Auto.Motion. I watched a presentation about when I was 16, and that is 18 years ago, at a conference in Munich, IT conference, and it was a presentation by SAP. And SAP was presenting their SAP R3, and they were sponsoring at this time a Formula One team. So this presentation inspired me to do this here, and tell you what's about with racing and hosting and automation. We started about 2 years ago with automating processes in our company, just to get a better quality, a consistent performance, consistent quality, and obviously all cloud products we offer are part of automation. And the technology we use are part of the cloud. And when I say a part, it's on purpose, because for us it's much more than just a cloud technology. There are many, many things which happen when you're doing automation. And I think you will see this in this presentation. So, first of all, what's about with presentation? Why do we have to do this? There are basically 3 points. Point 1, what I've said before, is the quality. You want to provide at least a consistent quality the whole time. In ideal case, you want to improve your quality, but at minimum, we want to have it consistent. The second point is you want to stay cost effective. And this leads to the third point, you want to stay competitive. And here is the thing which is difficult. You want to lower costs or want to stay cost effective, but on the other side, you want to have like a good quality and raise the quality level. So let's start with the first video. I've brought some videos for you. We're sponsoring a race team, obviously, so I'm wearing this thing. And I will show you some common qualities of racing and the hosting industry. So let's have a look. Wow, intense. That's the starting grid. So I think everyone knows or have seen this in TV sometime, Formula One or another series. And when I was on the racetrack for his first time, I met the owner of the team, and I noticed that engineers were jumping around in the box and have their laptops with it, and I was, what is it all about with those guys? And he was saying, this race is over when it starts, because the race is won weeks before the race, because the engineers have to evaluate telemetric data, they do a lot of preparation labs, and so on, and prepare the bodywork of the car to fit into the track. And the whole thing is over at this point. And I thought, hey, That's exactly the same if I plan to start a business or basically writing a business plan. And that's very common. When you're doing the racetrack, you just have a look at your opponents and just have a look at the market. And that's exactly the same when you start a business. So here's the pre-race phase preparation, data collection, analysis, and the orientation, strategy, what you have to choose, what tires. But when you look at this like you're starting a business, you will have checked the market. And I have to say, I'm really long into this business, and I've done a lot of companies and started a lot of companies, and there are always, I'm not a big fan of numbers. Because I know that you should only trust statistics you have faked by your own. But there are two graphics I want to show you. So that's very easy graphic, very easy chart. First of all, you can see that in 2016 we will break the $20 billion turnover in cloud computing in Germany. That's a big number, isn't it? Second, you see that we have a really huge increase in this market. It's getting bigger every year, very straightforward. And you see that we had a totally turnover of cloud computing in Germany of 15 billion euros. That's a big number. But to be honest, that's just a quarterly profit of Apple. A profit. So, okay, you should not compare our markets to Apple, but you see that there is a lot of space to go, and you can still be successful in this business. Second, you should always watch out for your opponents, just to see which players are on the market, and I took 4 of them. And they are called the Big Four: Amazon, Microsoft, IBM, and Google. So what you can see is they've done something really cool. They took the half of the market in 2015. So if you watch this, you will say, how can we compete in this market? Just shut the company down. They will run it by their own. So my answer to this question is automation. Because when you do automation, you can focus on things which they don't, because they don't want to do it or don't do it at this point. So, for example, we automated all our standard products, and we put managed services on top of our products. So our support team or our service team or our developers, so they don't have to concentrate all the time on creating the products. It's an automated process. And we can put the managed service on top of it and give them a service which the Big Four don't give all, or just really big accounts. Okay, but let's see what's happened next on the track. So that's something which will happen on the track. There's always something, some crashes. It doesn't matter how good you planned or how good you are prepared. You can't be prepared for other people or other companies. So you have to care about such situations. In business, this means that you have to handle your exceptions. Not only in the code for all the developers here, all services, all processes have to be observed and secured. That's the most important thing. And that leads me to the next point. If you don't do that, and you automated the whole process, you're in trouble, in big time. So the next thing is encryption is your best friend. It's a little bit dangerous to say because it's not your best friend when you're running OS 10 and Key Ranger has encrypted your whole data. Then an offset backup is your best friend. But what I wanted to say is that it's important to secure your connections. As you will see on the next sheets, you will have to talk to manufacturers, to distributors, and you're using APIs, and you will have to secure these connections. So there is mostly one common problem with these things. Most of the people don't secure it or secure it by self-signed certificates, their connections, because of the costs. And but there's a good news. Symantec dropped a new certificate yesterday, and just for your information, it's free, and you can get it at InternetX. With every domain is free. We're exclusive on this, but let's stop the marketing. So the next point is, for me, it's the most important point, and it's the most interesting point. But let's see what's happened next, perhaps after a crash or someone else on the track. Okay, that was short. The pit stop. So the pit stop is very cool for me as a engineer, as a technical guy. First of all, that's very impressive when you see on the track when they're doing the pit stop. Is a very rehearsed team. They have to train it. And here you can see the ADAC GT Masters Championship. And at the GT Masters, there's something special, which is different from the Formula 1. At Formula 1, you have to do this very, very fast. At the GT Masters, you have to do it within a minute. And if you are faster than a minute, then you get penalties. So you need to have it right by a minute. So when the driver comes and enters the box, then there is a engineer getting some tires out of the shelf. And there starts an automation process. And I think only some people know this. When you put this out of the shelf, the intelligent shelf notices that there is one tire missing. So it measures the whole shelf and sees if enough tires are in the shelf. If not, it orders another shelf at the storage, here warehouse. And the intelligent high bay storage system at the warehouse just checks, are enough tires in my storage? If yes, then deliver this. And if there is some marks are reached, I'll just have to order some new at the manufacturer. So it's a fully automated process. The high bay system orders it at the manufacturer. The manufacturer sees, are there enough tires in stock? If yes, send the tires to the storage. If not, we need to produce more tires. So he starts producing. And what do you need to produce tires? You need oil, you need nylon, you need steel, you need a lot of stuff, lots of chemicals. So the tire factory has to check, do we have all those things to produce new tires? So if not, the tire factory orders it at their manufacturer or distributors. So, and you see, it's going to be very complex. It's a never-ending story. And as I told you before, SAP A3 R3 did this in the past 18 years ago. So the automation is nothing new. It's just a little bit new to us. So let's have a look how the automation process works in the hosting industry. So there is someone coming to your website or web shop. He's ordering a server, he's configuring a server, he chooses memory, he chooses CPUs, he chooses the operation system, and he chooses, for example, SaaS applications, which has to be installed on the server. He places the order, and then the automation starts. The order system automatically checks the order, and there's a big point, it's fraud protection. So there is as I told before, the death of automation, if someone hijacks the system, then you have a really big problem. So you have to be secure that everything is protected. It goes through the fraud protection. Then the process starts. The cloud system starts provisioning the server, sets up the server, sets up the SaaS applications, installs the OS before. Then controlling, accounting sets up or processes. The controlling software says, okay, do we have enough resources on our cloud system? If not, we have to do something. So another automation process is started. They call the manufacturer or the distributor for new hardware. They place our order automatically over their API to the system of the manufacturer. At the distributor checks, do we have enough of resources? If not, for example, memory, we have to order memory at the manufacturer, so it goes out to the manufacturer, the order, and it goes on. Like with the tires, the manufacturer checks if he has enough silicium and then orders enough. And so the automation never ends. That's the ideal case. There's no word about what's happening when there are no resources or something like that, just the ideal case. So when you've automated it like this, and you see it's very easy, I think everyone can do this. If you have automated this, then you're not far away from this point. Wow. So that's great, winning the race. But in the race, it's not important to just win one race. It's important to win races the whole season to get the world championship. It's like in the Formula 1. So it's nice to win one race, but it's the best if you win it often and you are the world champion. How can you manage to do this? You have to provide a consistent performance all over the season. And that is exactly the same as we started. It's all about the quality. You have to deliver a good quality. And what are the important points for customers for quality control? When does the customer say, okay, you deliver good qualities? Maintenance, safety, assignability, usability, functionality, performance, and so on. A lot of things are standing up there. So with automation, you will cover most of them because you're always doing the same, you're always providing the same kind of quality, you always have the same safety, maintenance, and stuff. But what is most important are the 3 points which influences the quality control. Basically, the staff, technology, and the management. So I don't want to say that you should fire all your staff. What I want to say is that over 30% of your quality depends on technology. So if you just do automation and just increase the quality of your technology you're delivering, you can raise the quality level over 30%. But the most important thing is that you just have to decide to do this, because there's one point on this sheet, and it's management. And some of you are in the management, and you will have to decide to do this, to do automation, that automation actually can start. So if you like to see how we manage the automation, then I would really welcome you at our hospitality truck outside, and we can talk about automation. It's I displayed it very easily. I can tell you it's not, but I would love to explain you how we manage the challenge and how we can probably help others to do this too. And every one of you is invited to our pre-beer fest. There are limited seats, I've told you. So hopefully we see us later and we can discuss a little bit about the automation. Thank you very much.